Are you an insurance agent that wants to become a success story and you want to try to mitigate the chance of you becoming a statistic? Well, you found the right video. I'm going to help you understand what's worked for me so that hopefully this business will work out for you. Final expense telesales is terrific. It's amazing, but there's going to be some things that are going to come up. You're going to have struggles sometimes before you find success, and I want to be real sincere about driving these points home for you so that you can have a chance of mitigating some risk that could reduce your chance of really making it. 92% of the agent force doesn't survive. They become statistics. It's really sad. And sometimes it's because they didn't know how simple the business really was, and they got lost in the noise of navigating this business. So first off, no, you can't deposit excuses. And number one, if you're taking notes, you've got to understand, you got to approach this business with a warrior's mindset. You cannot make excuses. You can't get in a position where you blame game the leads or you get weak. You get weak, you're not going to get what you want. So you've got to have a warrior's mindset about you if you want the business to work out, because the ugly side of this business is not everybody's going to buy from you. The ugly side of this business is leads aren't sales. The ugly side of the business is you're going to get rejection like you've never experienced in your life. And another part that's really ugly is the small chargeback piece that happens to the best in the industry, and you're lying to yourself if you don't think that you'll get a chargeback at some point in your career. You cannot deposit excuses. You must have a warrior's mindset if you want to get what you want. You've got to fight, and you've got to fight for what you want in life and in this career, or you will become a casualty. Go ahead and put your arms down. Pop. You're going to get nailed. You're going to get negativity that's going to come at you like a freight liner. Fight or flight mentality if you want the best chance of making money in this industry. You can't be running away from action. Number two, understand money follows movement. You've got to be very precise in pushing forward, not by being a pushy insurance agent, but by pushing forward into that action. You've got to move. No different than a football team has to move the ball strategically down the football field to have a chance of finding success. Money follows movement. You've got to move like everything is dependent on your survival. And if you stay down, you're not going to make the dollars. Get up when you've been knocked down with an objection. Get up when you've had the tough times. Get up and make more calls. Don't stay in bed and expect to somehow make the bucks in this space. This is not a lazy man's industry. That's why I say you've got to be a warrior if you want this business to work out. And so many insurance agents survive and thrive, but in final expense telesales and in face-to-face insurance sales and even annuity sales, let me tell you, you're going to get taken out of this industry. Like 92% of the agent force that fails, shocking, horrible statistic, because they stayed in bed. Maybe they didn't get better every day, but money follows movement. Take this business extremely seriously or it'll slaughter you. So don't think that you're somehow the exception and not going to be the rule. You've got to rock every day like you are going to become the next success story, and that comes from you not stopping movement. An object in motion stays in motion. If you got a sale, don't stop. Get on the phone call, get on the next one, the next one, the next one. It's almost contagious. And insurance agents that become statistics, they don't understand that money follows movement. So they get a sale and they stop and they sit back on their laurels. That's gonna just give you the licks in a bad way if that's what you're doing. You've got to stay in a position where you double down. You can't deposit excuses. Engage with more consumers like, this is war. I'm going to fight for what my clients want me to do for them. This is not a W-2 job. There's no participation trophies. You're paid according to how good you are as a performer, but more importantly, how good are you to solve the problems that your clients really have. And you're going to be a casualty if you're a pushy insurance agent that just is about you and not about them. Focus on your clients' why and what they want you to do for them. Stay far away from this caustic, pushy insurance garbage that's just going to give you a chargeback and give you a bad taste in your mouth when you're doing final expense telesales. Never good. 1099, mind and grind. Now the next tip I'm going to share with you, number 3, training. Training is going to take you far, or it's going to put you in the dirt. You've got to have better skills, better skills, better skills. Don't think that somehow you're the best and gravity won't strike you. It strikes us all. Even your cell phone battery could be brand new, and guess what? Over time, it needs to get plugged in. You've got to plug in to the source if you want to have the best chance of higher levels of potential profitability. NFL players train hard, they don't always win. You've got to train with everything so that every week you're becoming a warrior that doesn't get soft. Soft people get stuck. You got to understand you're walking into a dangerous industry that can take you out. Train like the industry is coming after you, and you must train or you're going to truly lose. You only go one direction in this space, forwards or backwards. There's no in between. So training takes you far. Have a mentor that is really going to stretch you and put you into a position that can strengthen you, no different than the gym. They're going to put some heavy things on you, but they're going to spot you. They're not going to let that bar hit you in the middle of the chest and take you out and cause you to become a casualty. Have a mentor that will train you. We do a ton of final expense telesales training, mastery-based telesales training, and we do recruit agents as well as agencies nationally to sell life, Medicare, and annuities face-to-face and in the telespace. And if you need free resources, jasonfinalexpense.com. No matter what work family that you're with currently, we will help you and assist you. We really mean that, all right? But don't get into a position where you cave in when you hear an objection over those calls. Train with warriors so that you sound different, and you are different because you're sharper. You're not going to let everything just fall through the cracks. You have become what you say you want, and that's hopefully a success story, and that's because you showed up to training. Half the battle in this industry, my friends, is showing up. Showing up to training, showing up to movement, move, move, move. You're not in your bed, you're not sitting here laying down, and then you wonder why you're not making the dollars. You can't lay down in this business. You got to stand up. You've got to move towards the action, and movement is getting on your leads. Movement is handling your inbounds. Movement is getting in front of more doors, more people. You've heard it said, the more hands you shake, the more money you can make. That is the truth in this industry. So understand, training, super important. Mentorship, super important. The moment you stop training, what's going to happen? You're truly going backwards. You're like a car that's sliding the other direction. You've got to stop it and then move forward by finding a good mentor who maybe has done this for over 2+ decades, 20+ years, like I have here. Find a $1 million roundtable agent that can really hone you and help you get what you want, because they can help you mitigate some things that cause them to trip up a little bit, so that you can truly be the best that you can be in a business that gives you no guarantees. Be a top performer by being around top performers. You're going to smell by the people that show up in the room with you. Be with warriors. I promise the conversation's different. Now, the next tip I want to share with you, tip number 4, learn to lose well. And you're like, lose? Are you kidding me? Yes, lose well. Warriors know how to lose well. You may lose the battle, you didn't lose the war. It was not a loss if you learned a lesson from it. No different than an NFL team. They have losses, right? But they're in championships. They've got the ring on their hands because they didn't let it seep into them. It was a lesson they learned. They launched forward with more action, but more training, more work. No different than an NFL team watches the tapes, right? Basketball teams watch the tapes. Roll tape, roll tape. What could I have done better? What could I have done, okay, to not let that happen, because that hurt, all right? If you have the tape, you can truly get yourself better, and you can have a mentor or a coach that will coach you out of the problems that you put yourself into, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. That's why it's important to have good coaches that can help take you to the next level. It's critical to you capitalizing in this space. Success stories show up. Success stories go to their mentor when things don't truly go the way that they planned them to be, because not everybody buys from you. Part of the industry. Get yourself into a position where you can learn a lesson, and if you're in final expense telesales, listen to a sales call and go, I can improve there. Everybody has room for improvement, myself included. Get yourself into a place that yourself is moved out. Get rid of the ego. Start engaging into training so that you can be honed and helped, so that you can become sharper than you were before. Iron sharpens iron. Have somebody that can iron out some wrinkles. You don't have to throw away everything, but have someone that can iron some wrinkles out of your career so that you've got the best chance of hopefully making the wealth in this space and giving your client, more importantly, what they truly want. Now, number 5, get yourself into a position where you've got really strong mental fortitude. So many people have gone before you and become statistics because of a bad mindset. This little thing in between your ears will take you out. Belief is the backbone of this industry. And if you don't believe you are the solution, you're going to be the statistic. If you don't believe you are going to make someone's life better, you're going to be the one that's going to get beat up and kicked out of this industry because you go into pushy insurance agent mode, all right? And you're going to trip over your own tongue like I just did. It's okay. Keep moving. Money, remember, follows movement. High activity gives you the best chance of having high aptivity. You've got to move. You've got to move. You say you want to make the money. One word, move. Keep moving down the field. Mental fortitude. I believe, I believe, I believe. Well, if you believe, good. Show up to training. If you believe, do the work. If you want the wealth, do the work, my friends, if you want to have the win. Just like every football team has to keep pushing their way, yes, pushing their way into action down the football field, get knocked down, that's objections, get back up, experience hopefully a win, get knocked down again, have things not go your direction when things go bad, get yourself into a positive and powerful mental mindset. But money follows movement. It's all about that action if you want to actually realize the best chance of success in this industry. Have good leads, but you've got to be moving. You've got to be disciplined. You've got to have habits. Sloppy football players normally don't stay in the NFL. They normally ride the pine pony. You cannot fail to train and truly think you're going to become a success story. And you know what? I don't want you to become a statistic. And my tongue is not working today, but I hope these tips help you and take you extremely far. If we can do anything for you at jasonfinalexpense.com, let us know. Even if you just need a good conversation, we will absolutely assist you in any way we can. And remember, my friends, winning matters. When the client wins, you get to win in return. If we can do anything to serve you, let us know. And I'll put a couple videos up above that may be a great resource for you. And I hope you have a powerful day. We'll see you soon.